Okay. All right. Okay. All right. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Thank you for continuing to like, comment, and subscribe to the page. You are now watching Unks in the Building. UNCS Unks in the Building. Resident Unk Byron here with the fantabulous Auntie Stacy.
Hello.
We are once again going to be going through Reddit stories.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Please stay for the whole video.
All right. So these are just some crazy Reddit stories that I came across that we're just gonna give our opinions on like usual. No necessary theme, but just some people were just wilding out in these ones, okay?
Okay, we like that.
All right. You ready?
Indeed.
I'm trying to decide which one to start with, so let's see here. That's a little too hot for you right now. I don't want to start
You don't know what's too hot.
Too intense, so. All right, here we go. Next one that I press is going to be the one. So this one's from the subreddit, Am I the A-hole?
We love those.
Actually, it's from the subreddit AITA, which I don't really know what the difference is, but there are two different
Am I
subreddits.
the A-hole?
But that's what it means. Am I the A-hole? But
honestly,
it's not written
it's
out.
just for honestly.
Anyway.
I just made that up.
Am I the a-hole for not helping my daughter find her bio dad? My daughter, who is 16, is not my biological daughter. My ex-wife cheated on me with a coworker, and he's the father. I found out.
No, what you mean not helping her? You already know the answer. You know the answer, right?
You know the answer that what?
He already know the answer without helping her.
What you mean he don't know the? What do you?
He already knows who it was.
Yes.
What do you mean not helping her find out?
Listen, find him, not find out who he is.
You don't need to find. You know where he's at.
To find him. No. And he's the father. I found out about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-wife and I divorced and are living separately.
Okay.
But we have joint custody of our one and only daughter.
It ain't his.
My daughter knew what had happened almost right after I did.
So she knows it's not a real father. Okay.
About a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
We have now gotten to a sense of normalcy, relatively speaking. I want to make one thing clear. I love my daughter. She's my world, and this doesn't change that. But I do consider my ex-wife to be a cheating whore.
Okay. It's valid. It's valid. I mean, use protection. What are you doing?
It was just very intense when he said
probably got that nasty woman's disease.
Stop. The other day, my daughter asked me about her bio father. Mm-hmm. I told her what I knew, which wasn't much. She then asked me if I could try to find out where he is. See, he's been long gone for well over a decade, and my ex-wife can't get in touch with him. Guess she can F him, but can't pin him down.
Oh, this guy's going a little hard. He's still
a little mad.
Understandable.
I told my daughter I can't do that, and that this is just too much for me. My daughter was disappointed, and I could tell she was sad. My ex-wife called me and tried to start a fight. I ignored her. I don't know. I love my daughter, but I don't know if I can handle trying to find this guy. For context, he was an a-hole at work and knew who my wife was. He is not innocent on this whatsoever. So is he the a-hole for not helping her? Is the question.
You know,
I've never had him silent after a question.
My thought process is this, right?
Okay.
I'm concerned about what's actually missing. I can't relate. When we had these conversations, I think we've had some off camera that didn't make the show or whatever. Mm-hmm. We have these conversations about people who don't know their real father or something like that. I can't relate. So it's difficult for me to say something on that because I cannot relate to the situation. I don't want to be insensitive because that's a lot of people's situation. Okay. What I do question is, was there something missing? Because if you're non-biological father, if I can use that term, was in your life for 16 years and you didn't know no better, then, it's kind of like this curiosity comes up just because you didn't know. Like, what are you hoping to gain out of the situation? You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't.
The person who's actually your dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't.
Well, let's imagine that you find out that your father is not your dad.
Okay.
And she's like, this would never happen. But let's just say that that's the case. Wouldn't you want to know who the person is? Even though your father has been fantastic all these years.
That's my thing.
I'm asking you
I know,
right
but that's my thing. That's where my question pops up in my own head. Like, if everything's good.
Okay, I'm asking you right now, as you stand today in these shoes.
Would I want to meet the guy?
That your dad is not your dad. Would you want to meet the guy?
At this point, probably not.
Wow, I would want to meet them.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. Probably not. If it was not a situation where my mother was trying to keep us apart, I'm gonna be like, why this fella ain't?
Maybe he didn't know.
That doesn't sound to be the case.
Well, we don't know. She was married.
And he cheated.
And she cheated, and then she got pregnant. Who knows if she knows it's his or
that's the thing. If he knows, because it's saying to me, my first thought was the woman knows, and she kept it a secret.
Maybe
and then they got divorced, and then that's what I'm saying.
Well, they only got a divorce last year.
They said he's known for a year, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying the man's been gone for 10 years.
Right.
AWOL.
But what I'm saying is, if it might have been a situation like, hey, you just stay away because I got to imagine it'll destroy my family to find out type deal.
That's possible.
So
my thing is, it's perfectly normal to want to know who your real father is.
This is why I started.
Is missing or not.
This is why I started. Well, I'm not qualified to answer that question.
The only time I think it's okay, it's kind of like, I understand when people say I understand either way. If someone says, I'm not interested in meeting them, the person who I know is my father, and that's it. Is when somebody's been adopted and then they find out that, oh, my parents gave me up. Sometimes it's like, okay, if they gave you up and your life was great, I've known people to be like, I don't need to know who they are. They gave me up for their own reasons. I'm happy where I am. My parents that I have right now that I know of are great. And then there are other people who are like, I need to know. Because sometimes it's like a biological, like, we're different.
Right. And I think especially with in an adoption case, I probably would want to know more than, and again, it depends on the circumstances, because if she was just kind of like, yo, you can't see this kid, stay away.
Right.
Or versus him just not even trying, like, yeah, I'm pregnant. Yeah, you and your husband better figure that out because I'm out.
Right.
The way that the husband is described, or ex-husband is describing this guy is like he's a butthole.
Well, the dad is angry. So
no, he is.
His accounts, we're not sure.
Very true. But I'm saying if there's any validity to him being an actual jerk, he may not have wanted anything to do with her.
Right.
So I don't know. It would depend on that part.
I think she could be I think your concern is she could be in for a world of hurt, finding this guy and realizing he's a complete awful human being.
Absolutely.
And then taking on the trauma of that when you didn't have to.
Absolutely.
I think that's your concern.
So yeah, it would depend on like the mother's reasoning for them finding out right now. If it was hey, look, this mistake happened. I still want to work on our marriage. I still want to get through this. Can we figure this way out?
Doesn't seem to be like that.
No. I'm just saying, if that was a situation and she found out a long time ago and it's like, hey, this happened. This might not be your kid, whatever. But you to wait 16 years, like, was this a heat of the moment argument, or did something happen? Y'all realize, okay, you're not a match. And you're a parent type, just like what happened?
Things, yeah, whatever.
So I would be concerned. My first question I have is, How did you find out, and what were the circumstances around this man not being in your life? Because so I know of a situation where people would be like, yo, I'm going to sign over my parental rights, and I don't want nothing to do with this kid.
Right.
So if that's the type of situation where this guy...
Even when you find out there's people with sperm donor, there are people who find out, I was a sperm donor child, and they go on the internet and they find all the children.
Right.
So it's like a group of them, 50 kids were siblings.
Yeah, I saw that.
They want to know each other. Yeah. And they want to know the dad or just know who he is. Maybe, yeah. I don't know if they get to meet them, but that's a thing. It's like you want to know your family.
It is.
So is he an a-hole for not? I
think he's just angry. He's emotional.
I would say
a-hole. A-hole, I think, is strong.
I think everybody here needs therapy, and she needs the girl the most, the teenager. She needs.
Here's my thing. Why is she asking the father? Tell your mama to find that dude.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
but he seems to be the better person in this.
Yeah, the mom's probably
marriage
dumpster fire. We don't know that, but my thing is this: if your mom is able-bodied and still in her right mind, that was the dude she was with, call that man up.
Right.
I would. That's wild.
The thing is, he probably comes across as the level-headed, not comes across, but in the story he comes across like that. He was saying, listen, I love you. You're my daughter no matter what, and I'm here for you. And she's like, okay, let me take you up on that. You're here for me no matter what. Can you help me find my dad?
That's wild.
I understand him not being able to do that, especially a year after. That's tough.
So that's something I can probably more align myself with, is the way he might feel.
Right. It's a lot to ask.
If I would have thought I had a kid with somebody, and then I'm raising them up 16 years, then I find out that kid is not mine. And I look around and it's like, oh, well, you're just such a great father. Help me find the man that mom cheated with. What? You want me to go hunting for the guy who beat down my wife?
Ooh, Byron, you don't have to say it like that. You don't have to say it like that.
No, I'm not helping you find nothing. That fella can kick rocks.
You have to say it like, but I get it.
No, that's the thing. So that's where he is, man. Right. It's like, nah, bro, you to ask your mama to find him.
And he could do that with love.
It's emotional.
You don't have to say it like that. He could say,
we know how you feel.
Listen, I get, and he's angry. You could tell he's got a lot of anger.
Yeah.
He called her a whore and everything with the WHRE. He was hard.
Valid.
So he has some anger to deal with and to go through. And I'm glad that he was, this is where he should have gone with anyway. Like, I love my daughter. I'm here for her. We have custody, da-da-da. Because some people in anger will just be like, need to take room from both of y'all. But he's a mature person, obviously cares about the daughter. So, but he needs some therapy.
That's tough.
And so does the daughter.
That's tough.
Because you find out this terrible thing about your mom, and you still have to honor her.
Let's take it a step different, right? No, that's a bad analogy I was going to bring up. But just the whole idea of trying to help somebody else find the person that screwed you over.
Because your love for the person
got to be stronger than
you love the kid. So now, okay, so let's just say we can't talk about that. Like, let's just say you adopted a child, and then when they're 16, you tell them, listen, you're adopted, and they're like, well, can you help me find my biological parents?
I'm not gonna tell them no.
But it's a different situation.
Situation.
You weren't betrayed.
Right.
Yeah.
The betrayal is
a bad analogy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I couldn't think of a parallel analogy. It's like, the person that you're trying to help me find. I'm trying to help you find robbed me at gunpoint. a year ago, and now what? No, there's no, like it have to be some type of way they crossed the line, and in this particular situation, he crossed the line by sleeping with his wife, and now you like, yeah, help me find this guy that ruined my life.
Right.
Because that's probably like
the problem is that it feels current.
Yeah.
Because it's only been a year, and so
it's
that
fresh.
You have to like get the divorce, move out. It's like
fresh.
All of that just happened. So it's just, I understand it's a lot.
Yep.
So the top comment, not the a-hole. This should really be her mother's problem to track down.
That part.
You should only care if they do because you may have a case for child support.
Now, that would be a problem if they were trying to make him pay child support for a kid that wasn't his. Which I've seen situations like that when
he has custody.
Oh, he has custody. Yeah. So never mind.
He don't care. He says we don't really need it, but that's a decent point. I don't have any financial issues regarding my daughter's needs, but more money can hurt for her. We're gonna get child support from the
other dude. Mm-hmm. Back child support for 16 years.
This person says, not the a-hole. This is not your circus, not your monkeys. Your daughter needs to ask her mom.
Yeah.
But somebody said he has every right to recoup the money he spent raising another man's child through the fraud his ex and his man committed on them.
Right.
That's a lot. Child has every right to expect that the actual father become responsible for his actions that he avoided for decades. That's a lot. That's a wild take. But yeah.
And again, that's the thing that you have to ask yourself is it the dude skirting responsibilities, or is it he just didn't know? Like if he didn't know, then that's why I'm like, there's a difference. If he didn't know, then you can't blame him for not being part of her life. But if he knew and was like, man, I ain't even going somewhere with that kid.
Right.
You just the office harlot. Like I just took my turn along with every other.
Okay. Don't know. All right. So this one is from the subreddit. Next story. Moving on. From malicious compliance. That's the subreddit.
Okay. Oh, this is new.
Yes.
No, malicious.
I wore a suit to work and got my supervisor soft demoted.
Soft demoted? Okay, go ahead.
He
was that fresh, huh? He wore a suit and got your supervisor soft. I ain't even know. Okay, go ahead.
I'm posting mainly because I'm not a passive aggressive type, and I'm in disbelief that this actually worked. Ever since I started at my job,
wait. It actually worked, so it was intentional.
I'm just gonna read.
Nobody says I'm in disbelief that it actually worked unless you were trying to get something to work. It doesn't seem
like. Let me read it.
Go ahead.
Ever since I started at my job a few months ago, my supervisor, we'll call him Josh, has been micromanaging me. When I'm the subject of criticism, which is often, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt and ask him to clarify. What are your expectations? What specifically should I have done differently? Josh's responses are always vague, often something to the effect of, just do better. I've had a meeting with him with Josh and HR to address this, but to no avail. Yesterday, Josh comes to my desk to tell me I need to dress better. Now, I work at a small company, and the vibe is unusually casual. A not insignificant number of people come to work wearing jeans, hoodies, t-shirts, and or baseball caps. I have never worn a hat to work, and I make a point of wearing a button-up shirt with a collar every day.
Okay.
This particular day, I was wearing a long-sleeve button-up flannel, chino pants, and Adidas Gazelles. Other days, I wear loafers and dress shirts that are tucked in. So I asked Josh to clarify. Should I be wearing dress shoes, dress shirt, tucked in? What specifically do you want me to change? Josh tells me that I just need to dress better and that I should talk to HR for clarification. So I go into HR and ask, what is the dress code? I get a standard answer. Pants, closed-toe shoes, no sleeveless shirts, etc. I asked, have I ever worn anything to work that poses a problem? HR says, no, you're fine. Because I'm mad and because my repeated efforts to resolve this kind of problem had gone unheeded, I decided to be petty. The next day, which is today, I showed up to work in a full suit. It's one I keep for events like weddings, so it's fitted and I look really sharp in it. It's also widely and conspicuously overdressed for the office I work in. I had several interactions with people coming to my desk to comment on my outfit and ask what the occasion was. When anyone asked, only if they asked, I told them I had been told to dress better. This was always met with disbelief. 2 people even said that they liked the way I dressed normally. When anyone asked me who the order came from, again, only if they asked, I told them it came from Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting to pull my little stunt for a week just to prove a point and then go back to wearing what I had been wearing before. Word got around the office fast. Apparently, because the CEO, Josh's direct boss, came to my desk later in the day to tell me I would be reporting to him now and that he'd be having a talk with Josh about this and other issues. It's important to note that I was Josh's only underling. So he effectively went from being a supervisor to just a regular employee.
Regular day.
I'm on a bit of a high. I'm on a bit of a high now. I think I'm going to come to work tomorrow wearing a different one of my flannels. Edit, this blew up. Anyway, I won't read the edit. Go ahead.
What was the name of the title?
Malicious compliance. You told me what to do and I did it. What are your thoughts?
Was he out of pocket for doing so? No. Mm-mm. It's like you went above and beyond just to prove a point because somebody wanted to be ridiculous and not give you instruction over it.
It sounded like the boss just didn't like him.
No, of course.
And just...
This is not about clothes.
Just picked on him and
yeah,
he was like,
this isn't about clothes at all.
This sounded like he didn't like him and wanted to nitpick and could do it because he could. But the thing is, a person could go crazy over that. Like,
they could.
What do they mean? Do better. Just do better. What's better?
Reminds me of that thing when the girl boyfriend was saying that she smelled. It's like, what's really going on here? Like, what is this? What is this actually about? This is not about anything that has anything to do with the actual issue
or
your
factual.
Issue,
it's not factual.
There's no facts here. There's zero facts here. Do your job. Other people dress worse than me. I'm wearing the flannel. Yeah, no. I wish you would have worded a little better. Cause when you say something like I had no belief that this could actually work, it's like you set out to do something.
Yeah, to prove a point.
But what were you trying to? You said to get it.
He was trying to prove a point.
Trying to prove a point, but
okay, you want me to dress better? I'm dressing better. So it caused a lot of stir.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, well, he didn't realize it would get
him demoted.
Demotion, yeah. But it was like, listen, the thing is, he did the right steps. He went to HR.
Oh yeah.
With Josh in the room. You would think that would stop a person to be like, man, this person.
Let me chill. Let me leave.
Yeah, this person really.
Something that's not.
You know, and then for him not to slow down and keep doing it, he need to dress better.
Man, look.
What's wrong with how I'm dressing? Just do better. And leave. Maybe the guy does his job really well and the other guy probably feels I don't know what to tell him, so I gotta leave him with something.
And like I said, the same thing. I gotta keep you down so I can keep you in your position that you're in.
Yeah, because you're probably
better than I am.
Yeah, or people are gonna find that out, so I'm gonna keep you. That's terrible. So those type of work environments suck.
Toxic work
environment.
But I'm glad
that the CEO was like, but it sounded like there was
other issues. People don't like him. Most time when it's a jerk like that, they're not just doing it to you. It's probably something else going on there. Right. People don't like this person. They don't like him.
I don't remember if I read this one before, but
well, we'll stop it.
All right.
Necessary.
This is from Am I the A-hole?
We love those.
Am I the a-hole for not paying my sister's mortgage?
That's new.
Throwaway account.
What do you mean throwaway account?
So people have regular Reddit accounts where they ask questions and they don't care if they're recognizable or not, because people will be like, that's your account because I know your thing. And then there are accounts that they create just to do this post so people don't to remain anonymous.
Right.
I, 31 female, did not pay for my sister's 34 female mortgage despite paying my parents' mortgage off and financially helping my friend.
Wait a second. Start that over. How old is she?
31.
31. And
She did not pay for her sister's 34 female, who's older, 3 years older, mortgage despite paying for her parents' mortgage off and financially helping my friend.
But she got money.
I make a lot more money than my sister, and I already pay for her kids' school, extracurriculars, and have college funds for them.
That's good. It's nice.
I also won the lottery recently.
And this is am I the a-hole?
Yes.
Don't sound like it, but keep going.
My husband and I keep our money private, including the lottery.
Very smart.
After my parents' house got destroyed by a hurricane, I paid for a new one for them because they didn't have the funds.
Makes sense.
My friend got her money stolen from her, but she had no evidence. I helped her get her back on her feet and paid her rent for 2 years.
That's a long time.
My sister and I have never been friends, as I have been more nerdy and schooled, while she was more into athletics and the arts.
So when you say not friends, I mean, you don't like this young lady. You done helped your friend
close.
out. Go ahead. 3 years.
She would also bully me, as I was the favorite child.
There we go. That's true.
Once she even left me at the park overnight because her words were, "I don't love you and I hope you get kidnapped."
Okay. Yeah.
It was a miracle I didn't. Of course, my parents dealt with her harshly, which made her hate me even more. One night, my husband and I were out and with friends drinking, and I got drunk
And
and
Dad
accidentally
bought her a coat of many colors, and they put her in the hole and told him if she was dead and put the animal. Never mind. Go ahead.
One night, my husband and I were out with friends drinking, and I got drunk and accidentally said something about our money, and my friend told my family. My parents said nothing, but my sister started going out of her way to do nice things. I paid for a vacation for my parents, my husband's parents, me, my husband, our kids, my sister's husband's parents, her husband, and her kids.
Okay. She got everybody.
It was short, but it was a nice get-together. One day, my sister calls me asking if I could pay off her mortgage.
That's a lot.
And pay for a vacation for her.
No.
And her family to 4 different places
I need
over
you to
the
have
summer,
a nice day.
totaling around $100K or more.
Have a nice day.
I told her I couldn't do it, as it was a lot of money.
Yes.
She then screamed at me, saying she knows I have the funds. Although I do, I am saving money for retirement and emergencies and not spending it recklessly.
That is correct.
I am already paying for all of her children's school.
It's a lot.
She tells me she has always loved me and been so kind.
Get out of here.
She reminded me of several events in our childhood, which I reminded her of several events in our childhood, which she denies. She's complained to my parents. A lot of extended family members are taking her side. Now my extended family knows I have money and have been starting to be really kind and sometimes asking me for things.
Nope.
I am not paying for any of their things and definitely not my sister's. Am I the a-hole?
So, no. You tell them to have a nice day, and the family members who trying to be nice. I'm taking half that money, I'm putting it in stuff and be like, it's locked up. It's not liquid. I can't do it. But no, definitely that sister needs to have a nice day. Several nice days away from you living her own life somewhere else, because I don't care how nice you've been in my childhood. It's not $100,000 vacation nice. You ain't done that.
That's a lot of things to ask.
Right. I want this.
I want you to pay off my mortgage, and I want to go on vacation, and
I'm still paying for your kids' stuff. In the meantime, it's like the kids' stuff
she's
is already
doing. Paying. She said she pay for all their extracurriculars. Her sister's
and
kids,
schooling.
And their school, and she has
got a college
funds for
no,
all
ma'am.
of them.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I need you to have a nice day.
That's awesome that she's doing that.
Yeah. For somebody she don't even like.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, for somebody she don't even like. We're not doing that. We dealing again with the rest of the family butting in, saying picking sides, but they're picking sides because they want the same thing. You gotta be careful about people who are money motivated. with any of the actions. That's
and
nasty work.
It's best to keep quiet especially when you know your family, and
That's why I
sometimes
don't
when you
drink.
don't even know.
This is exactly why I don't drink, because
Right.
if the truth come out about, let me stop. I ain't
Your
got
millions.
Yeah, it's millions of
Your
dollars that I'm
gajillions of
hiding
dollars.
from everybody.
Right.
No, Lord
Including
knows
yourself.
one day.
No one will know, but there will be signs.
It will be signs.
Gold-plated
Right.
phone. But yeah, here's the consensus. The consensus. What do you think people
diamond
said?
crusted toilet handles. This is crazy.
What do you think people said? The vote.
If she was a hole or not,
Yep.
I would say not the a hole.
Here's the reason why. The top one that says something else, but the top one that was before got deleted because I think the person deleted it. But you're the a-hole only to yourself, though.
Right.
That's the reason why she's an a-hole. Do not talk about money with anyone. Since she has no shame about biting the hand that feeds her.
That's crazy work.
Like the snake she is, cut her off. Don't pay for her vacations, kids, schooling, extracurriculars, or college. It was nice of you to help your friend and parents. I wouldn't have. That's their responsibility.
Right.
But by flashing a bit of money, they know. Any flying monkeys. Okay, flying monkeys is a narcissistic term, but it's too long to go on reading. But the point is that she took. Do you hear how many people she took on vacation?
She took a lot of people on vacation.
Her sister's husband's parents.
You know what? This is how the drug dealers get caught. See, back in the 80s, that's how the drug dealers got caught. It wasn't until Frank wore the
coat,
until he wore the
He was
coat.
always low key.
Nobody knew who he was until he wore the coat
Who's that guy?
to the boxing match, and they saw it, and it's like, what is happening here? Who is this random person sitting front row with this fantastic jacket that I can't afford on my pension?
Never heard of him.
We gotta find out who he is. He put himself on the radar, and that's what took him down. And my thing is, this is what's happening with you and your family. First of all, don't drink alcohol to the point you get out of control with your tongue. You need to know your limits, and if your limit is very low, just don't have none. Don't drink no alcohol.
Yeah.
Because this is part of your problem, is you got a little under the influence and you started running your mouth. The second thing is, you got to have a good explanation for being able to trick off that much money.
That's what I was gonna
with
say.
that many people all at once on this vacation, all expense paid. I won't be looking around like, man, if my sister did that for me, I'd be like, wait a second now.
Wait a minute.
First of all, what is going on here? Because I'm tallying up the math in my head. Let me see. Short vacation. Let me just estimate this thing. And we're talking about 5 days, 4 nights on anywhere.
That's not a short vacation.
I know. 5 days is short.
It's short,
Short.
but I don't.
Relatively,
The way
what
she
you
said
talking
it,
about
it
the
felt
other
like it
girl.
was really short. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people.
But I'm
because
just saying, she's talking about 2 sets of 2 different parents, right?
No, it was. Hold on.
Her parents,
Hold on.
her husband's parents, her sister's
Husband's
parents, her sister's husband's
3
parents.
sets of parents, yeah, and then
Yeah, because they're sisters. So 3 sets of parents, their kids, her husband, her, and her sister's husband and spouse.
My parents,
Lord
my
Jesus.
husband's
husband
parents.
and spouse. Her and her sister, and then both of their husbands, both of their kids, and then 3 sets of parents.
My sister's husband, parents, her husband, and her kids.
Insane.
1 million people.
That's too many people. So you need what? 4, 5 rooms, 6 rooms? 1, 2,
You need
3, 4, 5, 6. Between 5 and 7 rooms.
Let's talk
you
about
gonna need.
flights. So where did we go?
Bruh, they traveling like Home Alone right now.
Yes.
This is what's happening. They're living the Home Alone story. And no, because where did he get that money from? What did the dad do? What did Macaulay Culkin's father? What did they do?
The McAllisters.
What did the McAllisters do? Apparently, he's supposed to be in security or something like that.
No, he wasn't, because his house wasn't secure.
He was a drug dealer.
Right. So
cashmere coats and Burberry scarves in the 80s and the 90s.
I understand this woman to a certain degree, because I feel like when you have it and you see someone in need that you care about, I understand the need and want to help.
Let's define need.
The want to help. Sometimes you need to help because God said you need to help this person.
So the parents needed a home because it got messed up.
Okay, but that also shows that you have money, because she bought the home and paid off the mortgage.
The thing is, that was a secret for a while. Right?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
So she was making a lot more money and she won the lottery.
Right.
So they know. I don't think people knew about the lottery winning.
Right.
I think they knew that she was making good money.
She needed to be like, Mom and Dad, this is an investment property. We're, working on.
They didn't need to know about the mortgage. She could have just said,
saying, "Hey,
I'll take care of it.
I'm helping you out.
I'm going to help you guys out," and just
not know that it was paid off.
But my thing is,
there's them pay rent.
A certain point where you need to chill.
You know what? She could have made them pay rent, but not have it actually going to the rent. Have it been like a fund that, hey, when y'all retire, this has all been set aside for you. Or something like that. Just to have them being like, set up, but she's still taking care of business and taking care of them. But the other side of it is the friend lost their money and maybe that was a need. What kind of school are you paying for your sister's kids to go into?
They might be in private school.
I know, but why are you paying for it? Again,
being a person with money, if you have money and you can help people out that's in your family, I would do it.
I get it.
Those are my nieces. I'm going to do it.
I understand. But you got to know your family, because there's a difference between me helping you out because you need it and now you feeling like
entitled.
You're going to do this because you have money. I don't have to help you at all. I want to help you because you're my family. I want to help you because I love you, but I don't have to do anything. And this is what happened when that coin got flipped. And then it became, oh no, you need to do this because you have money. I don't need to do nothing.
Right.
And if it's not placed on my heart by God,
yes, but I understand. I'm saying she's doing too much.
Yeah.
But I also understand why she wants to do it.
Right.
Because I have the money. I can do this. Setting these kids up so they don't live in this generational, poverty mindset. Let them go to school with kids who have money, never have to worry about it, and maybe do a new path for them, for their kids and my kids, because those are their cousins. Right? So, if I have the kind of money that I can set my family, that's really why I want to make money anyway.
Right.
So I can set my family up so nobody has to worry about money. And that's not I don't have to do that.
Right.
But why wouldn't I? If these are people that I care about and that care about me. I'm not going to go out there and find family that needs help per se. But why not? Now, like you say, you don't need to do the college fund and the extra.
The vacation was too much.
The vacation was. Well, the thing is, it depends. Like, if it was like, hey guys, hey family, we're going to Savannah. Let's go. We'll pay for a vacation in Savannah. And we rent an Airbnb that's massive. It's a mansion.
Right.
Everybody can come and stay there for a few days. What's the problem with that? That's probably what she did. It could have been.
Who knows what she did?
But the point is,
it was a lot of people. And
she's
the thing is,
letting people know how much money she has, and that's the problem. And then all kinds of family members.
The thing is, people can speculate. It's fine to speculate. And the thing is, you can do stuff like, for example, hey guys, I'm planning something for us all. It's going to be $100 a person. It really might be $1,000 a person. They'll never know.
Right.
But just send me the money. I'm going to orchestrate everything. And I didn't know you. Yeah, we got a group rate in the conversation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to get around, you know, you don't need to be able to watch my pockets like that.
Right.
And the fact that, you know, it went
but
that
the thing
far.
is, the sister calling and asking for those things as if she's already not getting
Get blocked
so much, and then being mad about it is
all I did for you as a kid.
Asking those two things at once: pay off my mortgage
Insane.
and take me on a world trip. No, pay for a trip that we don't even want you to go. Me and my friend or something was going.
Bruh, not paying for nothing. Still trying to bully her.
Yeah. And then the other vote was not the a-hole. If anyone starts demanding things, make a claim that all the money is tied up in a retirement fund for you.
That's what I said. Put
and
it
your
somewhere.
partner, and college funds for your children, and are untouchable until future dates. Watch how many people drop off the map after that.
Yep. Put it somewhere where it's not liquid. Or say that. Put some of it there and just say, hey, I put, you know, some of my money in I can't splurge like I used to. I don't care if you put $20,000 in there. Put some money on the side and say, hey, I had to put some money inside of this stuff because I want it to continue to grow. I can't spend like I used to because things aren't the same as they used to be. You're telling the 100% truth, and they don't need to know how much you put in, what it look. No, I just put some money in, and things are gonna be different from now on because I have to be more careful with how I spend my money. End of conversation.
And then she says, someone else says, not the a-hole. The thing about money is that it's yours.
Right.
No one can tell you how to spend it, regardless of the reasons. You're under absolutely no obligation, moral, ethical, or otherwise, to pay off any of your sister's debts, and even less to fund her vacations. I couldn't be a millionaire and watch my sister be in debt. That's never going to happen.
Debt is strong, though. Like, what kind of situation is that?
No, I'm just saying that's what the person said. You're not obligated to pay off anything, even debt.
Yeah, no. So it's one thing for you to have a situation where you can't afford to pay it, and they're going through a tough time. It's another thing.
The friend who got a bunch of money stolen from them, and it couldn't be. There was no evidence that so you're just being out of money, and to help them with rent for 2 years. I understand that. No,
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. There's levels to it. When we talk about the sister, it's a very long time. You need 6 months.
A year, but 2, like you can't get yourself together after a year.
Yeah, but you know, the sister's out of pocket. The sister's the a-hole. You are not. No, you shouldn't have told them how much money you got, but there's ways out of that.
But now it's too late. So she's got to move differently now.
What do you mean it's too late?
Everybody knows she won the lottery and has money.
That's what I'm saying. You put some money in something like
she probably already did that.
Do some more and say I can't spend money like that anymore. Sorry.
She can say that now without doing any of that.
Well, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get ready to wrap this one up. We're gonna wrap it up. Moral of the story is sometimes you gotta, as the people say, move in silence. Make some decisions, help people out, but don't let them know how much it hurt or didn't hurt to help them out, so they can feel like, oh, okay. But this is not a well that will never run dry.
But let's talk about it from a Christian standpoint.
Okay. Well, you trying to open the conversation back up when I'm wrapping up, but from a Christian standpoint, if the Lord leads you,
you're a Christian, you should be helping.
No. If the Lord leads you to help somebody out, help them out. How the Lord leads you to help them out. This is not a situation where you should allow yourself to be used. You need to operate in wisdom.
Correct.
There is precedent for that in the Bible to be wise. If you squander your riches, then of course it's going to be gone. You have to be a good steward over every single dime you get. Every single dime. Yeah. You know, you got to be a good steward to the best of your abilities. And it would be poor stewarding to just start just being like everybody who asks gets. Sometimes that's not it. That's not it. You got to be smart about it, because if you operate that way, soon nobody's going to have anything.
But like, you know how they say, teach a man how to give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man how to fish, he eat forever. So it's like, even if you have the money, you shouldn't always just give people money. Some people are just bad with money, and then they become a dependent, like another kid of yours.
Right.
So that's where the part of it is about being a Christian. You feel like, oh yeah, I need to help this person because they said that they're in need. I need to help them.
I don't think that teach a man to fish is in the Bible, but that's...
I understand, but I'm saying, you know how they say that?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can help someone and say, okay, well, let me show you how to do this, or let me help you start a business.
Right.
Or let me help you deal with your money better so that we don't have to keep coming to
Absolutely.
me and asking for money. And
how about I'll give you some money for an investment,
or to go to school
one
I'll
time.
pay for your
This
school.
is going to do some dividends for you as long as you don't touch it. Now you touch it, you're on your own.
Right.
But this is going to pay out, quarterly, yearly, whatever the dividend situation is. And you're going to be straight if you leave this alone. Like, you do stuff like that, or you set up an annuity for the person so it's paying them out slowly, and not where they can just pull all of it and run through it, because some people are irresponsible like that.
Right.
However, where I was going was definitely keep your mouth shut if you win money. Especially around people who ain't got your best interests at heart. For the other situation, there's nothing wrong with going over and beyond when somebody won't give you clear instruction. They're saying, you need to do better, and you do a whole lot better to the point where it brings the spotlight on you, then that's what it is. For those of you all who are still looking for parents, find them if that's in your heart to do. But if it was that you are somebody who is the child that was born out of infidelity, just have some understanding to not ask the person who got cheated on.
She's 16.
Have a little understanding.
That's her dad.
Have a little grace for that person who got cheated on. It might not be the easiest thing for them to do. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us again today. I need you all to do me one solid thing, please. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, follow the Instagram page, share those. That's a whole lot of things, not just one thing.
It's a lot of
but I
work.
appreciate all of those things. If you did one of those things, I'd appreciate it. Also, please finish up the other videos. I know sometimes you start watching and you can't finish.
Don't forget to finish.
But some of the stuff is actually, it gets better as time goes along. It start out a little slow and it's entertaining by the end. But if you don't make it to the end, you're not going to see that second, third, fourth story. That could be funny or entertaining or encouraging or informational. A lot of different things. Anyway, thank you.